Okay, so today a police officer just came to my house, visited my house, knocked on my door. I answered, and he said, well, somebody, an unknown caller has reported that you have been going across the border to Detroit and you have been coming back. And I was like, yeah, what's the problem? And he was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. And I'm like, okay, and what's the problem? So he said it could be your neighbors or anybody, someone has been calling on you. And I was like, okay, well, whatever, that's fine. Um, so he obviously had watched the video because he was saying their complaint is that you're crossing a border and you're all over Facebook. Okay. So I responded, yeah, well, they already gave me a ticket. They gave me a $3,700 ticket. And I stated to him that I would be going again. And, because it's my right. I'm a U.S. citizen, so I can go. I'm a Canadian citizen. I can come back. And as far as I'm concerned, all Canadian citizens should have that exact same right because, you're Canadian. And that's what the section 6.1 says in the Charter of Rights. You have the right to go anywhere you want within Canada. And you also have the right to leave Canada and to come back without, being forced or coerced into taking a PCR test that is full of ethylene oxide, by the way. So I stated that I would be going again, and he explained to me that there was a lot of people crossing the borders. You have people have green cards, or they're commuters, or they have TNs. I don't even know what a TN is, but he said that. But and he also explained to me that you can fly, but you can't drive. And I said, well, maybe people are jealous that I can go and they can't. I mean, why are these people calling on me? Like, what's the problem here? So he was kind of laughing. And, I do have the whole video on tape, but I will not post it on Facebook because, um, he was sort of showing his hand of cards, so to speak. And he looked out at my front lawn, and I have two signs on my front lawn. It says "Open Up Canada Now" or something like that, or "In the Lockdowns." And he explained to me that he has the same exact signs on his lawn, and I was like, good. And he says, you should know your rights. Education is the key. Sort of alluding to the fact that as long as you know your rights and you have that education, you're not going to be bothered. And he also went on to say that education is the key. And he said a few other things that I can't remember, but it was really interesting talking to him. Very nice man. And also, we spoke about the illegality of the coerced PCR test because, like I said before, when I went over there and I came back, I didn't get a fine for anything else except for not taking that PCR test. I got a fine for not submitting to something that they said I should not submit to, because 14.1 of the charter, and people keep contacting me and I keep telling them the same thing. 14.1 of the charter says that you do not, that public health doesn't have the authority or any type of business to shove anything in your personal body. So they can't do that. But that's exactly what they're doing. In fact, they're doing worse than that, because what they're doing is they're asking cut rate third party company in Michigan to do it for you. They're asking Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, or one of these other stores to shove something in your person and then bring the results to them. And as soon as you bring the results to them, they can do it again at a Red Cross tent over here set up at the tunnel. And like I said before, 10 days later, you get one more thing shoved up your nose. And as I stated before, these tests are full of ethylene oxide. They put them up your nose in the most vulnerable part of your body. I've always asked a question. Why can't I just spit in a jar? Like, if you want me to spit in a jar, I'll spit in a jar. If you want me to pee in a jar, I'll pee in a jar. But you're not shoving anything into my body. So I'm absolutely refusing that garbage. It's not going to happen. Insurance companies can get all the information that they need, all the information that they want, and they bet millions of dollars on the fact that they can find out anything about you based on your saliva. So why, in God's green earth, can't the government do the same thing? If they want to know anything about you, it is only presumptive that they could also use a saliva test or a spit test or any other type of non-invasive test. But that's not what they're doing. They're doing a very invasive test, and they're fining you for not cooperating with something that they said you shouldn't cooperate with. And then on top of that, to cap it all off, to put icing on the cake, they're asking you to take 2 tests home and to violate your own self. So I'm not authorized to give anybody a test because I'm not authorized by the Minister of Health. 14.1 says I have to be authorized by the Minister of Health to administer a test. And that includes yourself. So I can't give you a test or me a test, but they want me to give me a test. Just doesn't make sense. It was another funny thing the officer said when he was at my door. He said that you're going to fight these tickets, right? And like I said, I have all of this on tape because I don't talk to people unless I have my video rolling. And he was 100% on my side, on our side. And he was pretty much telling me that these tickets are going to fail in court. And they absolutely are going to fail in court. I don't even think they're going to make it to court. And he was saying that to me as if you need to fight this. And I mean, it's not new to me. Of course, I'm going to fight the tickets. I mean, like I said, they won't even make it to the dockets. So I don't think I have to fight anything. Because like I said before, in Ontario, provincial fines, the most they can ticket you is up to $1,000. They can't even enter these tickets into the court system. So I don't even know what these people are doing. In fact, I read a newspaper article on that, I think it was yesterday, saying the exact same thing. How come we always find out this stuff before the news does? I don't know. So we spoke about that, and then we spoke about me having to go to the States to get essential goods like underwear. And we were laughing at the door because he was saying that I got underwear in the States. And I was saying, yeah, you can't buy underwear here. And he says, well, I don't need any because I don't wear them anyhow. So I start cracking up. Whatever. So it was quite a good conversation. There's a lot of people on our side. And like I said, the police, at least down here, they are on our side, and he sees exactly what's going on. And like I said, I have everything on video, but I will not post that video because, of obvious reasons. But it was quite interesting to speak with him. And it's more interesting that people are calling on me because I exercise my rights. Now, if you want to go across the states, you can fly. If you have dual citizenship, you can drive. But don't get mad at me because you can't do either, or because you choose not to do either, and because you decided not to fight for your rights on your way back into the country because you're afraid of a fake $3,755 ticket. That is not my problem. So you don't need to be calling police on me no more. The police, they really don't care. You can come and talk to me. Everybody knows where I live. You see me on the street. Whoever called the police, I know there's a lot of Karens out there, and you should probably just come and talk to me if, there's no point in calling the police because I exercise my rights because, I'll just regurgitate my rights again to them. So it was quite an interesting conversation. So what did I get out of it? Know your rights. You have to know your rights. He said at the door, if you know your rights, you're not going to have a problem. But if you don't know your rights, you're going to have a big problem. You need to read the Charter of Rights. You need to read the Bill of Rights. You need to read the Quarantine Act, especially 14.1 when you're coming back home. But read it all. It's a long read. 14.1 only takes you a minute, not even a minute. But it's the stuff that you seem to need to know these days. I will talk to you guys soon. And y'all need to stop calling the police on brother. We got enough problems.